All right, folks, welcome to Performance Reviews, where I give you the review from the technician's point of view. And today, we're going to be doing a retrospective review of the ElektraPure. I'm laughing because this is a gray market import. And if you're not familiar with the concept of gray market importing, that's where you import something from another market and then put a different name on it. It was common in cars at one point. This is made in Holland and by Phillips. That's who made this. Well, it's got a tumor. That's its #1 feature. But to get back to the serious point of view, is this machine was sold through wholesale distributors, wholesale vacuum part distributors for people who may need something other than a Miele, an Oric. You know, they stopped selling these before the Bosch imports happened. This was just like a really weird time in the industry and a really weird machine. So, of course, I need to show it to you. Now, a big thank you to a friend of mine, Compact 9, who left this at my house like 2 years ago and has never picked it up. So I've wiped it down and cleaned it up a little bit. He got this in the wild from a customer who decided to upgrade to a Miele. So yeah, there's a lot going on here. You know, not everything is original. Certain parts of this have had to be fixed over the years, and parts have not been available for this for a very long time. The machine has a speed control here. It has a full bag check indicator. It has a thermal overload light. We have your on-off switch there, and then the machine can be used as a blower right there, or you will suck right there. And like I said, this machine's just kind of weird. So let's kind of just go through it. The hose is super long. The hose is like 10 feet. It's a super nice hose. I really like this. It's wire reinforced, but again, that was all typical for the time when this came out. The accessories cracked me up because these are standard accessories like you'd see on just about anything else. They basically took a set of what might have been Visselwork or Rainbow accessories and slapped their logo on them, removable dusting brush. And they all have this button lock, which is hysterical to me. Now, again, the accessories are glued on these things, and I had to re-glue one of these. And there's no reason, it's 1.25 inches. Another accessory, I guess we'll call it, is the tumor. And inside the tumor is a very thick granulated charcoal filter. Kind of cool that they put an odor filter on there. Strange that's in the form of a tumor. Now this machine gets weirder as we get inside. Let's talk about what's inside here. Let me reinstall the tumor real quick. There's a button latch right here, and the whole lid comes apart, and we have a gasket on the lid. We have some sort of sensor right there. Sorry about that. Now, you have here a place where an exhaust filter could go. The bags are interesting because they do have a self-closure, and they're a large double filter bag. Again, very similar to a lot of what Phillips would have been doing at the time. I have a set of vacuum bags here. This is what they look like when they're new. Again, double layer bag. This was supposed to be a high-end vacuum for vacuum shops to sell. You can see these were 20 bucks. And what is on the bottom of here? And they were sold with the charcoal filter in the bag. So I feel fortunate enough to have this just to show you, because again, these are very strange. Now, one of the vacuum stores I worked at, we used to use this as a bench vac in one of the front office places for lamp repair and things. So, anyways, and if you're not familiar with lamp repair, that we actually would suck some of the lamp cords in with the vacuum. So it has this large bag on here, and this is a very thick material. This is thicker than any HEPA bag on here. And then, as we can see, there's no visible motor intake. The intake seems to be around up in a lip right here seems to be the intake for the machine. We can see a Miele filter that was cut to views right there. So that's what's in there. Again, all this is kind of weird and quirky. Now the bag is held in, there's 3 posts, and you see that they're highlighted there. And you tuck this in. When bag is full, simply flip dust lock into holder for dust-free disposal. So, very cool. And it says use only genuine ElektraPure, even though this brand isn't around. You can find these with the Phillips logo on them, of course. So let's put this all back in to place. Now, going back here, let's start her up. So you'll notice that I have the suction on the highest setting. All right, I've got the studio mic plugged in. I want you to hear the real sound of this machine because it's very unique and distinctive. I think it runs pretty good considering its age. And now we can turn it down. So it's a very slow, soft start motor. Now, as you can see, my bag check light looks like it's burned out. Again, the age of this machine, this is at least 20 years old. The bag cover has the exhaust and the intake on it, so don't get those mixed up. And you just give it a half turn and you have this fully swivel hose with an external power pin. And these are kind of like a standard power pin. You saw these on Miele's, and I've seen them on Nelflisk's, other things like that. I've seen this power pin on. And then the hose has a suction reducer right there. Now the back side of the machine has one swivel wheel, and then you have made in Holland, whatever. I bet there would have been an ElektraPure logo right there at some point, but that's what's here. Now I have not gone through or cleaned this machine up. This machine was brought to my friend by one of his customers, who again, when they upgraded to a Miele, decided to give it to him. Now what is cool is that this hose has a clip, and you can take this apart right here. That is just super cool. A lot of maintenance and thoughts went into this. Again, this was sold as a high-end machine, so this is supposed to have a bunch of high-end features in it as well. Just super cool. The seal on here is like a Teflon or something. It's different. It's not rubber. Before we get vacuuming, I want to talk about some of the floor attachments, because I have those too. Now this one's very busted and has been seen better days. But as you can see, the squeegees are missing, but this is the double squeegee vessel work tool, or at least a copy of it. And it too had a accessory neck that locked, that glued in. So that's what's with it right there. Now this is where you can tell this was a European machine they modified. This is an American-built nozzle. This is built by Filter Queen or Healthmore or whatever they were calling themselves then. Let's see what it's marked. Fabricated U.S. I don't see any markings on that, but that gives you an idea. And this has a height adjustment on it, which is activated with the knob, if you're familiar with this nozzle. And it's got a rubber belt inside with sleeve bearings on the brush roller. I just want to illustrate how long this hose is. I mean, it's super long. It's got to be 10, 12 feet long, as you can see. And there it is next to a Miele hose for reference. It's just super long. The cord is decent length at about 20, 25 feet. And remember, you have that gigantic 10-foot hose on top of that. I also want to explain that the wand is just a tad bit too short for an adult male who's a little over 6 feet. So this is more for somebody who's 5 foot and change. About 21, 22 inches of working vacuum. About 55 sealed. We're going to do a pickup test. Now I've got the studio mic connected so you can hear the real sound of the machine as it's picking up. And we have our usual breakfast cereal, cat litter, flour, and fresh pet hair. Again, this machine's old and not made anymore, so if it doesn't do this, don't hold it against it. All right, so the first thing I notice, even though the machine is on its lowest setting, I'm doing this barefoot, and a piece of breakfast cereal came right back and hit me. And that's probably because there's nothing really sealing this nozzle, and it's just riding here. Now these cuts did allow the breakfast cereal to go into it quite good. Let's see if there's anything left behind. A little bit of cat litter. You know, the edge cleaning is not going to be great because of this big edge here. So I guess that would be unfair. Anything here really isn't going to suck up. So, there's a piece of cat litter in the middle there. I don't know if you can see on my knuckle, there's some flour there. No pet hair, but a little bit more flour got pushed forward. So I think the biggest thing is we've learned is that debris actually gets thrown out of this machine. I wasn't expecting that. Now the nozzle does lay pretty darn flat and is compact. You know, I've always kind of liked these little nozzles, but this is the first time I've done a pickup test with one of these. I'll have to get a filter queen in here that uses the same nozzle as well. Well, let's talk about some of the other features of this machine. One of which is it has pigtails because it borrows the power head and wand. Well, actually not even the wand, but the wand design from Filter Queen. The hose does not have a swivel. Yeah, it's making some plastic noises. It's got a suction bleed valve there. Again, the hose is very, very long on this machine. And again, we have a pigtail there. Now, if we want to use the included hard floor tool with a machine like this, you then have to pick it up. This would never fly today. Unplug it, pull our wand out, disconnect the power head, and now we can connect our hard floor tool as well, and then we would, you know, keep this unplugged for safety. We wouldn't have this flopping around like that. Now, I'm not going to test this on hard floor. As I stated earlier, all the squeegees are gone here, and I don't think it would be a fair test for it. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this look at the Phillips ElektraPure cray import machine. It certainly is an interesting look back in time when things were different and bigger and certain things were more acceptable, like these pigtails, than they would be today. And, you know, the emphasis on filtration was just getting started. Now, if you have any more details of this machine, I would love to hear from you. Comment below. If you own one of these, I'd love to hear from you as well. You know, how you got it, how much it was originally, all that stuff. You know, the more we can find out about these, the better, you know. And I'm no expert on this particular machine. Again, as I said, this was left here by a friend, so I just wanted to make a quick video for it. Now, if you want to discuss other things vacuum related, we have a Discord server. There's a link below. I encourage you to go join our Discord server and join the conversation. If you really like this sort of content, go check out our Patreon, where you can donate $5 a month, and that helps support the channel, keeping it rolling. You know, vacuum supplies, lights, things like that. It does add up. So big thank you for watching. Give this video a thumbs up and consider watching some of our other content as well. Have yourself a great day.